What's up, everybody? The Crap Gamer here, the most compelling game-related YouTuber, and you damn well know it. Also, the king of all gaming-related media, and you knew that as well. And before I start this video, I just want to point out that, it's not damage controlling, it's not anything like that. Basically, it's my opinion, and if you don't like my opinion, that's fine. You can go elsewhere or whatever, but it is my opinion, and I think a lot of people actually enjoy listening to what I have to say on the subject. And that subject is, basically, yes, it looks like Sony will probably win the generation. I don't think that Microsoft can muster enough to win. Microsoft will probably pull out a North American victory, but that's probably about as good as it'll go. And basically, Sony half-assed their way to victory. And what do I mean when I say Sony half-assed their way to victory this generation? Well, it's pretty much just like it sounds, guys. Sony reminds me a lot of the Three Stooges, actually. They bumble around. Basically, they've gone and done the absolute minimum effort of any console maker for a generation leading console in the history of consoles. Think about all the consoles that have won a generation and all the work and games and products that that console maker has put out, including Sony in the past. I've never seen a gaming console with so little to offer in the way of actual games. Now, I understand that third-party games are important, but even those haven't been what they used to be. Sony is using indie developers and last-gen ports to make their games catalog look better, and you guys are falling for it. They take advantage of the touchy-feely industry, and gamers too. Gamers are all like, oh, touchy-feely. Don't have any games to show at E3, right? Well, show the same game you showed 7 years ago with the same exact footage, and slap a tentative 2016 release day on it, and watch the CEOs clap their flippers together like they're about to get a big stinky fish to eat. Eager fanboys still not fooled? Not fooled with that? Huh? Well then, let's have the creator of Shenmue take the stage and e-bag for a game that they could have easily funded themselves. Do you see what I'm getting at? Sony panders to you, and they do it right in front of you, and they probably laugh behind your back. When you think of PlayStation franchises, what comes to mind? Be honest. Humor me here. Well, I'm sure if you're more of a newer PlayStation fan, it's probably things like Gran Turismo, Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter, Uncharted, God of War, SOCOM, Resistance, and maybe even Siphon Filter. But where are these games for the PS4? The PS4 launched in 2013, and it'll be 2016 before the first new Uncharted. And who the hell knows when or if the rest of these tentpole franchises will ever be seen on the PlayStation 4 again. We just don't know, but it'll be more than 2016. So what do we get instead? We get games like Knack, Drive Club, and The Order 1886. These are games that Sony would never have put out years ago. What person alive right now would have preferred Drive Club over another MotoStorm? I actually loved the MotoStorm games. Drive Club was a big steamy pile of crap. I don't think very many of you would have liked that. Sony even half-assed development of Little Big Planet 3, which is their, I guess, new franchise platformer. How do you outsource that to such a bumbling developer and have them mess it up so bad? So far, the most talked about games on the PS4 are all PS3 games. The Last of Us, God of War 3, Flower, Journey, the Uncharted Collection, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls. And Sony treats these little indie games like No Man's Sky like huge AAA titles. Sony has repeatedly said they aren't investing in big AAA exclusives like before, but you don't believe them for some reason. You keep on insisting that they'll be coming. If you're a hardcore gamer, you're basically allowing Sony to shaft you. They're really dropping the ball where exclusives are concerned, and they've taken your money for PSN Plus for 5 fucking years now. And they didn't even think to invest it into the ecosystem to make the online experience any better. They are lackluster with their updates, usually few and far between, and then more updates to fix the fuck-ups of the last update. It's a repetitive cycle for Sony. They're charging you to stream games you already own, and you let them get away with it. Where's the proud PlayStation fans that didn't allow the company to screw them over? I mean, seriously. The problem with PlayStation right now is the problem with America and the world for that matter. People do the smallest amount possible and expect great rewards and credit. Sony basically threw shit on the wall, and we're waiting to see what sticks. Don't get me wrong, the Xbox One and Microsoft surely shot themselves in the foot. But we as gamers cannot let Sony get away with doing the bare minimum, can we? I mean, we're complete fucking morons if we do. Sony once again, and they once before had a great first-party studio lineup at games that rivaled Nintendo, in my opinion. Now, it's bordering on shovelware these days, and Sony closes down any studio with talent like Zipper Interactive, or they relegate them to a service, quote-unquote, as with Evolution Studios. Probably never to be heard from again. Now, I might come across across angry or bitter, but as a gamer, I want some goddamn games. I realize not everyone has the same taste in games as me, but come the fuck on. You know as well as I that 99% of gamers would rather have the epic games that Sony is known for as opposed to the piles of trash that we get listed to me in every goddamn comment section of every video I do. You can have a list of 200 games, but I'll tell you what, if they're all indies and these arcade games, at the end of the day, who cares? I surely don't. Sony is who we thought they were. They want to look good and do good, but they want to do so with putting the least amount of effort into their product. Think about it, and then look at how hard the competition is working. Something just doesn't add up. Don't let Sony get away with a lackluster effort. Rise up when necessary and voice some outrage for a change. You guys are like big floppy cocks out there. No damn good. If something's wrong or there's no games or what have you, then say something. In my opinion, Sony's fucking up a lot lately and you guys are just letting them get away with it. Anyway, this is what I think about the subject. Let me know what you think. Sound off in the comment section. Rate, comment, subscribe. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.